Welcome back everyone. Yesterday we did quite a lot. First we found out what actually happened to our father. So father is actually dead now. And with us finding out he's actually dead, and the Dark Prince taunting us over how we are basically a baby who wouldn't accept all the consequences of our mistakes, we decided to pick up his sword, and that's the sword we have right now. And we decided we are going to grow up, and rather than trying to use the sands of time as kind of a clutch, we are just going to confront our problems head on and fix them that way, rather than just trying to use the sands to constantly undo our own mistakes. And that is also what allowed us to banish the Dark Prince. So the Dark Prince will be gone for now. He will be making a return at the end of the game. But with our own inner demon literally conquered, all that's left for us to do is to conquer the exterior demon that is the Vizier. So today we'll be doing the entire climb up to the throne room, and tomorrow we are going to be fighting him for good.
Still hear them.
Yeah, so even though the Dark Prince is supposed to be gone from the story perspective, you can still hear him like give these combat tips whenever we are in actual combat. But supposedly you are not supposed to, like supposedly his voice is supposed to be gone. How many supposedly was that? Too many. Anyway, you are not supposed to hear his voice, was my point.
Continue my story from here.
And it's kind of a missed opportunity for them not to put any traps in this area. If you guys remember from the previous game, we had a lot of traps going into one area, and then as we exit the same area, we also have a bunch of traps. Which is kind of different from this game, where yesterday we had to go through a bunch of traps just to get to father. But then now that we are leaving the area, there's no traps over here at all. Oh, I'm supposed to go towards the left, I see.
And so the prince's eyes had finally been opened to the true nature of his corrupt half, that cruel and charismatic voice which once whispered in his ear. It had subtly encouraged our burdened hero to do wrong. But now, the voice was stilled. The prince's mind once more his own.
while they are blind.
Yeah, like that line. I don't think that line is supposed to play. But I guess there's some kind of mix up with the designers, I guess. So like you can still hear him even though you're not supposed to. And I think this part over here, like these protruding walls, is a lot easier to do this with slow time. Oh, and because we have Father's legendary weapon now, like all of these guys are not going to be a problem.
Kill them before they steal any more from you.
And if you remember the legendary sword from the first game, this Father's sword is basically that. It just completely disintegrates whatever monster it touches. So we don't even have to use assassinations anymore. Just engage everybody in combat and just hit them with this legendary sword, and everything will just die immediately. Yeah, see, like even those dogs are dead in just one hit. But one of the downside with this legendary sword is that if you use your weapon swing as the first attack that connects, it will just completely disintegrate the enemy, and that wouldn't leave any sense of time behind. So if you want the enemy to leave any sand behind, then you need to tag him with your dagger first, and then use your sword, and that way you will kill the enemy instantly, but you will still be able to get some sands. Which is basically how the which is basically how the other legendary sword from the first game worked. But that game you just suck them up with your dagger. But it's kind of the same concept. And I think after this part we are going to be out of the well completely, and we'll be back to the basement of the palace. And that's when we get to do the oh god, these rolling pins. Oh god. No. What? Alright, I guess I just have to start over. Man, I don't understand why these rolling pins are giving me so much problems. Okay. Don't get stuck. Wait, what? Like, why would you get stuck like that? There we go. What was I saying? I don't even remember now. Oh, the climb up the top of the palace. Yeah, it's basically a throwback to the Tower of Dawn climb that we had to do after we picked up the legendary sword from the first game. This entire part actually is kind of like a throwback to the first game. Even the ending. And
should I continue from here?
Except this time the climb is a lot more complex, I guess you can say. There are a lot more things they added to this climb to make it less boring compared to the last one. Oh. And over here, this is kind of a weird bit. After we kill all those enemies, then we have to fight 10 of these like elite soldiers, but then they are not actually guarding anything. They're just here. They're just rushing you. They're trying to kill you, but then you already have the legendary weapon, so you're just basically swinging your sword 10 times, and then all of them are dead. So I don't really know like what they are actually here for. Maybe kind of like a tutorial for you to show off how the sword actually works. I guess we should have 4 more, and then after 4 more of these guys, then we are good to go forward. You can obviously skip these guys if you don't want to fight them. I think that's it. Okay. And it's not like there are any chests over here either. Let me make sure there's actually no chest in over here. Nope. Yeah, so I don't really know like what are those guys actually doing. I swear I hit the right key. And let me take the safety save just in case the game crashes.
Shall I continue I will continue my story from here next time.
I wish we get to see the palace more often. So if we kind of recall like all the other segments that we had, we got to see the palace at the very beginning, and then we had kind of like an escape sequence after we picked up the dagger, and then we have like this final part at the end, and that's basically all we got to see of the palace. And this is our climb. And this is basically the start of our climb up to the throne room. So as you guys can see, like there are all those sand portals that are dotted across the map, and we are already at a very high position, like an elevation relative to the rest of the city. So all we have to do is we have to do like the first game, we have to do a vertical inducing climb all the way up to the top, where we'll be facing the Vizier once again. And this part is kind of broken into like 3 sub-parts, but I checked out the time how long it takes to complete them, and I just decided it's better off to just do the whole thing in one go. And towards the end of each sub-part, you actually get a save point just in case like you run out of resources during the next part of your climb, which is kind of cool. And I think that's the end of part 1, and after I make it past this little mid-section, we'll get to a save point, and then we can begin part 2. I think I need to wait one more cycle. Wait, how am I? Oh, there we go. And as I was just saying, I was wondering how am I still alive? I guess I still have like 1% health left. Oh, I guess not.
Should I continue from here when you return?
Yeah, just leave her over here. No need to fight her. Well, but unless I do that. right now, because we have our new sword, it doesn't really matter whether enemies detect us or not. So I'm just going to be going in guns blazing. I guess in this case it's kind of like swords drawn or weapons drawn instead of guns blazing. And we have some more invisible enemies. Oh! Where's the other one? There we go. And over here there's a prompt for the contextual camera. It's going to show us the entrance to the final health upgrade. I think this one I have to wait 2 cycles of the saw blade, so this is one, and then go at the end of the other one. Otherwise, these two spiky walls will still be up by the time I get here if I went the first one. And I think this is the health upgrade. I just have to land on that final platform. Yep, so this is all the health upgrade. We have now both a full health bar and a full dagger. After this hallway, that's the end of the second hour climb. Wait, no, we still have another mid stage to go before we reach the end. I keep forgetting about the worst part of this time. And over here I want to use the second saw blade as the timing. So by the time the second saw blade gets up to the top, that's when I'm going to be running. So one more go. Like that. Yeah, so just now I was thinking there's going to be a safe point over here, but we actually have to make it past this kind of middle garden area before we get to the safe point. And at the top of this like middle area, that's the worst part of the entire climb. And I'll be sure to highlight that when we actually get there. I've never seen her do that. Wait, I think her model is not completely rendered. What is this? Alright. Yeah, I think she's missing a face, she's missing like a inner thigh and everything. Alright, I guess hopefully it loads by the time we get there. I guess she's still not loaded. Alright. There we go. It doesn't matter now. You know what? Let's just do this. Yeah, and you can tell like just by the enemy placement, the game isn't really expecting you to use your assassinations anymore either. Just by how closely they are putting all the enemies together. Alright, and this springboard over here, like that springboard, supposedly is going to let you jump towards this keyhole over there. But because this game was designed and published, I think back in 2005, they weren't expecting how quickly modern machines are able to run. So if you run this game at 60 frames per second, which is what I'm doing, then this springboard over here will malfunction and he'll just send you towards the middle of the wall, and you won't be able to jab your dagger into the keyhole, and you basically won't be able to complete the game. Or basically you just have to keep rewinding and keep trying to land yourself onto either that keyhole or the one that's further apart, just so you can climb your way down towards like this middle cage, and to progress the game. But 9 out of 10 times you can use all your sand tanks, but then this springboard just wouldn't work, and that's what makes this middle climb the worst part of the entire section, like the entire game, probably the entire franchise. But fortunately, some users, like with this user mod I'm using, they fixed this springboard so that now it actually works properly. So all we have to do is just use it like how people normally do, and it works properly, rather than landing us either towards the right of this keyhole or towards the left and inside like the middle, and there's nowhere else to go. There are no ledges for us to catch. this is the real end of the second climb, and I'll just be like going a little bit longer to finish this final corridor, because at the end of this final corridor that's the stairs that will take us to the final save point. So let me pick up some more health over here and then we can go.
Is this where I should resume the tale next time?
Yeah, so as you can see, there are no more traps over here. There's just this little disappearing platform, I guess you can call it. But after that, but once we get up, that's basically the home stretch. And this is the final save point of the game. So come back tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to be fighting the Vizier for good this time. But before I close up the video, let me hop back over to my desktop and to highlight the user mod that basically made this entire game such a smooth experience compared to what it will be if I just play this on the retail version. Okay, so we are back to my desktop, and as you can see, this is the mod that I'm using, the Prince of Persia unofficial patch for the Two Thrones. And you can find this on Nexus Mods, and basically I think a bunch of other places have it. But I found this on Nexus Mod. I just Google unofficial patch for the Two Thrones and you'll be able to find it. And you can read the whole change log over here. And apparently they have one for Warrior Within as well. And I wish I could have discovered that before I started that series. And if you want to read the change log, what this mod actually does, you can do that over here as well. Basically a bunch of graphics fixes, and obviously the middle tower springboard has also been fixed. And it also changes the field of vision, and it zooms out the camera basically, and it makes it a lot easier to see, and it makes the camera a lot more responsive. And overall, it's just a massive improvement to the quality of life of the game. So I just want to take this time to thank the creator of this mod for making my playthrough such a smooth experience. And with that said, I want to close out the day. Thank you for everybody for watching. Come back tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll be finishing up the Two Thrones for good. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.